Okay, first we'll start out with the 1.75 kilogram Basque axe. Like I said, I'm just going to do a series of cuts on here and see how easily or how hard it is to release it from the cut after I chop with it, and also how deep it sinks in. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so we got about 1.5 inches or so, maybe 2 inches of penetration on that one. That was really easy. We'll do one more cut. A little bit deeper on that one. That's going to happen as you cut into the wood, so that was relatively easy to pull out of the cut. Alright, so let's continue on. Now we'll move on to the Council Tool Velvicut boy's axe, and I'll make a fresh cut over here on the side, and I'll give it about the same amount of power I gave the other one. See how it goes. Alright, so yeah, we got a good bit of penetration on that one as well. Sunk in pretty much just as deep. Let's see how it releases from the cut. It was noticeably a little bit harder than the other one, admittedly. I kind of expected that to happen, but let's see what happens on the second cut. Actually, that was really easy. I guess when there's a little bit of pressure against the side of the cheeks on that first cut, it's going to cause that extra surface area to be touching the wood and cause it to stick a little bit more. So we started the cut here with this Basque axe, and we've already started a pretty nice chip here. Let's see how many swings it takes to release, because we've already tested the depth of the cut. And I want to mention that a lot of this really has to do with your ability and your skill to swing an axe accurately, more so than the geometry of the axe. You're not going to see much of a difference until you get that kind of skill and are able to hit the right spot in the cut and help release the chip. But you know, we're just doing this for fun, so see what happens here. Alright, so that was 4 hits for that. Two of those were from the Velvicut boy's axe. So yeah, that was definitely a success. I would continue cutting down here and then pop it over here. We'll turn the log around and do it with the boy's axe. Alright, let's make a cut with this boy's axe here. This axe is 2 1/4. That one is just about 3.5 pounds in the head, so this does have a disadvantage, but I just kind of want to see, you know, how much it sticks in the cut compared to that one. I didn't get very much resistance at all, so we'll see what happens here. A little sticky. Good penetration though. So that was 4 cuts there. I didn't quite complete the chip. We'll go ahead and try to pop it out of here and see what happens. Alright, here we go. There it is. So, a little bit more work. This axe is a little bit flatter, and it doesn't weigh as much, so that was kind of expected to happen. But yeah, it actually doesn't take it. The difference in the stickiness is marginal. I really wouldn't worry about it too much if you're just a homeowner or a collector or an axe enthusiast, whatever. It Unless you're racing, it's not going to make much of a difference. All right, let's move on to the bigger axes, and we'll get this big log. All right, so I guess we'll move on to the 2.25 kilogram Basque. And like I mentioned before, all of these axes have very similar geometry or angles on the edges, but they really just differ in the center line. So see how this axe does. All right. We'll do the same test as we did before, see how far it sinks in and then how hard it is to remove it from the cut. Okay, so yeah, we got about the same as the other one, even though the head is heavier. Let's see how, I can see that it's pushing the wood fibers away, which is a good sign. So we'll try to lift it out of the cut. Yeah, that was relatively easy actually. Alright, so I'll just continue to make the cut on this side of the log, and we'll move on to the other side for the council tool. Alright, and now we'll test out the council tool Michigan dummy. I've tilted the log up a little bit because this is a 36-inch handle. It's not really suited well for standing over a log. You can do it, but it is much easier with a shorter handle. I find I do get a lot more accuracy and power that way, but that is a highly disputed conversation amongst people. It's just my preference, so let's give it a shot. Actually, might need to get it a little bit higher. There we go. That did remarkably well, actually. Oh, there it was. The stickiness reared its head, but it wasn't a terrible amount. Clear this chip out. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. So, what's my my conclusion on this? Well, I think that there's plenty of great options out there if you're trying to buy a modern axe and you don't really have the tools or knowledge to build an axe yourself. These are great options. I don't want to discourage anybody from not getting something new because it doesn't have a high center line. I mean, most people don't use axes for this kind of thing. I'm just a crazy person that likes to chop wood in my front yard. So, but yeah, these Basque axes, you can find them on Lamnia if you want them. I've got my fill already, so I'll be a little bit more vocal about where I get them from. So yeah, just lamnia.com and search for Basque, and you'll be able to find those. As far as those go, they're going to be in the 25 to 30 inch handle length range, so that might put some people off that are used to using something longer like this. But I really think that you should give it a chance because these axes are made so well, and the steel is great. The geometry is perfect out of the box. No filing needed. That's the one thing that I can hold against Council Tool. Although they make great axes, I did have to do quite a bit of work on them before I actually got this kind of performance. But depending on the type of wood you have around you, you may not want to grind them down this thin. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna cut the video off here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a great day, and axe on.